Major General Vikram Singh Bhattacharya. This story isn't just about the crime that took place, though we will certainly talk about it, but rather about a hidden world, a dark and mysterious reality that some people live in. A world that is difficult to imagine or even believe exists. This case was a mix of crime, ignorance, lust, and greed. Vikram Singh Bhattacharya, a retired Major General, had previously held a high-ranking position in the Indian Ministry of Defense and was a significant figure in the military. In February 2024, he traveled to Bangladesh for a short visit, something he often did, as his brother permanently resided in Dhaka. He also had a wide network of friends there. As usual, he stayed in a luxury apartment in Banani, in the same building where his brother lived. Before coming to Bangladesh, Vikram had been on an official visit to Malaysia and was scheduled to travel to Thailand for some meetings afterward. However, he decided to stop in Dhaka for a few days before continuing his trip. Unfortunately, this journey was cut short. He was found murdered in his apartment under strange circumstances. He was discovered tied to a chair, lying on the floor, half naked. As soon as the crime was discovered, Bangladeshi police quickly mobilized, accompanied by a forensic investigation team, to uncover the identity of the perpetrators. At first glance, it seemed like a robbery, as the apartment was completely ransacked. It was evident that the intruders had no knowledge of where things were kept, overturning everything in their search. The victim had also suffered a severe blow to the head, causing heavy bleeding from his nose, ears, and mouth, which was likely the cause of death. The police began reviewing security cameras around the building, and upon checking the footage, they found 4 individuals exiting the building and driving away in the Major General's car, 2 men and 2 women carrying 2 large travel bags. So, the hunt for the killers began. The suspects: Rajiv, Imran, Nina, and Sabina. Each of the 4 had a story of their own, one so unbelievable that if it weren't backed by evidence, it would be hard to believe. Sabina Ahmed, a young and beautiful girl, but a victim of circumstance and environment. She had spent her entire life living with her mother and stepfather in Narayanganj, Bangladesh, alongside her younger sister Nina, who was from a different father. In 2019, when Sabina was only 16 years old, she entered into a secret marriage with an unknown man. Her family had no objection to such an arrangement. However, that same year she got divorced, and the real issue was that she was pregnant. By 2024, the child was 5 years old. After giving birth, Sabina decided to leave the child with her mother and left home to find work to support him. She started working as a house cleaner, which she saw as a respectable job. She earned 2,000 Bangladeshi taka per day and worked for wealthy and kind families who understood her situation and even gave her extra money for her child. However, this relatively stable life didn't last. She was influenced by a close friend who worked as a prostitute in Chittagong, earning a lot of money. The friend frequently invited her to stay over, and during these visits, they drank alcohol and used drugs. One night, the friend proposed that Sabina work with her, promising that she could make a fortune with little effort. At first, Sabina refused, not because she thought it was immoral, but because she was earning enough from cleaning. However, she underestimated how much money prostitution could bring in. Her friend, knowing Sabina well, slowly lured her in. One night, she invited Sabina to a party with some wealthy men and encouraged her to dress provocatively. Sabina enjoyed the party, drank, made money, and felt no real harm. That was the beginning of her new life as a high-class escort under the alias Deepa. Meeting Rajiv Singh. In 2023, Sabina met Rajiv Singh, a 29-year-old criminal from Kolkata, India. He had previously been married to an older woman and had a 5-year-old child. He also had a long criminal record, including theft, fraud, and illegal weapon possession. When Rajiv met Deepa, Sabina, he didn't know about her past, but as they grew closer, she revealed everything. They fell in love and decided to get married in December 2023 under a secret contract. They moved together to Dhaka and rented an apartment in Mohammadpur. However, Rajiv soon realized that his money was being stolen by Sabina's stepfather, whom they had partnered with on a small business. Enraged, they decided to cut ties and rent a new apartment elsewhere. As time passed, their savings ran out. Sabina then proposed an alternative way to make money. She would seduce rich men, lure them to a location, and once inside, Rajiv would burst in pretending to be her husband, causing a scene and robbing the victim. Rajiv loved the idea. Sabina wouldn't have to sleep with anyone, and they could earn money easily. Meeting Major General Vikram Singh Bhattacharya. One night, Sabina was walking alone, looking for a potential target, when a luxurious car pulled up beside her. The man inside spoke with an Indian accent. He was none other than Vikram Singh Bhattacharya. They exchanged numbers and agreed to meet the next day at his apartment in Banani, Dhaka. When Sabina told Rajiv, he was thrilled, especially when Vikram requested an additional girl for the night. Sabina decided to bring her younger sister Nina, 16, who was also in a secret marriage with Imran Khan, 17, a teenage delinquent. The four, Sabina, Nina, Rajiv, and Imran, came up with a plan. The girls would go inside first and drug Vikram's drink. Once he passed out, they would signal the men, who would enter the apartment and rob him. However, things did not go as planned. The sleeping pills had little effect on Vikram, so they increased the dose. Even then, he remained awake, only slightly drowsy. When Rajiv called Sabina to check on the progress, she lied, saying that Vikram had almost fallen asleep. Rajiv, sensing trouble, told Sabina to make up an excuse to leave the apartment and unlock the door. She pretended to go out for food, and as soon as she stepped outside, Rajiv and Imran stormed in. Vikram, still conscious, fought back fiercely. The two men were shocked by his strength and panicked. They stabbed him multiple times, trying to subdue him. Then Sabina had a new idea: blackmail him by stripping him and recording a video. Vikram, exhausted and injured, stopped resisting. They tied him to a chair, gagged him, and continued looting the apartment, eventually finding a safe. When he refused to reveal the combination, they tortured him until he finally gave it up. They emptied the safe, stole his car, and fled to a hideout in Mirpur. The arrest. 2 days later, Vikram's brother, worried about his absence, visited the apartment and discovered the body. Within 48 hours, the police tracked down and arrested all 4 suspects. Rajiv was sentenced to death. Sabina received life imprisonment. Nina and Imran, being underage, were sentenced to 15 years in prison. And so ended the story of Vikram Singh Bhattacharya, revealing a hidden world of crime, desperation, and deception.